And if you have your server manager up here, go to Tools, go to Hyper-V, then double click on Server 1. Okay, we're going to talk about where to get help from. Okay, we have a local Linux user group called South Florida User Exchange. They normally meet over in Nova, down by University, and Nova Drive, in that little shopping center plaza. It's kind of a good group to get into. They meet once every month on a Thursday, and then they have things that they cover. You know, they'll show. One time it was like an exchange killer, where they showed you how to set up Linux to substitute it for Exchange. Another time they might show you how to set up a particular software. So, and they also have an email list where you can go and they talk about jobs that they hear that are open. They also talk about issues that they might be having on a job and see if another user can help them. Or if you have an issue, you can post it and they'll be able to help you. So it's kind of a good group. I've been a member for years. It's just I can never attend because I'm always in class on Thursday nights. But that's one way to meet up with other Linux users. The other way is within Linux itself. So we have something called, I'm hitting the CD directory to go to my home directory. If I do man for man pages or manual pages and type a command, it'll show me help with that command. I'm going to hit Q to get out. Set man space IP.
Can you do man bash?
You can. It's not. It's going to give you a lot of stuff to deal with because it's just an interpreter. But you could. There's a man page for it. How many people have the book open? Okay. I'm going to bring this over here. Hopefully they won't sue me. But do you see where it says this 8 right here? So if I just do man and the command, it's going to show me system administration and privileged command, a maintenance task. It automatically shows me section 8. That's how you use the command. For administrative commands. If there might not be a section 8, you know, there might be, if it's just a regular user command, there might only be a section 1, which will show me user commands. If a section 8 exists, it'll go to that. If it doesn't, it'll go to 1. System calls, more stuff for programmers. Because you know, these are all open source software, so if you need to know how to call that from a different program or how to have another program call that, you would use this kind of stuff. If it has any special device drivers, it'll be here. If there's any format for any configuration files, that's going to be under section 5. Any sort of standards that you're dealing with will be 7. API to the kernel will be 9. Most of the time, as network admins, we're only going to be using 8 and 9. I mean 8 and 1. But I'm hitting Q to get out. So if you want to go to man section 1 IP, you can specify that. This one doesn't have a section 1. We can only go to section 8. So this is how you get help for a command. And you can scroll down and see all kind of options for that command. All the switches that you can use. This is kind of a weird command because it doesn't have the double hyphen. You know, there's a lot of stuff to this particular command. There's no way you're going to remember it. That's why they put the man pages there. The problem with man is you can't jump to any section. You know, you have to scroll through the entire thing. So they have another command that has the same data as man, but it's just called info. I don't use it, but it allows me to jump to sections. I actually don't know how to use this command. You can go up, you can go down. Again, if you want to exit, type quit. The last way is IP-help. And you can get an abbreviated, sometimes even a longer version of how to get to help. If I go to Google and I type man IP, I can get it there as well. They put it out on the web as well. You know, so it's just different ways to get help. Seeing that this is a Red Hat course, you can also, you know, buy a subscription to Red Hat and call Red Hat. You know, that's the whole point of Red Hat. They do support. So you always have that option. Even if you buy CentOS, if you get CentOS, you can have Red Hat support it for you. That you don't need to even install Red Hat. They'll support other Linux distros. Okay, guys, I'm not going to go real deep into this chapter. There's all kind of things that you can do with this man and info and stuff like that. Just read it, guys. Just be aware that those commands exist and go from there. The next chapter we're going to cover is viewing and editing files. I'm going to clear my screen. So I'm going to cat a file called etc password, which is our user database. Where's the output going to come to? To my screen. That's called standard out. Your terminal is your output. I could do cat etc password and redirect my output to another file. So basically, I'm redirecting my output to a file as opposed to the screen. I'm really typing this. Same thing. You don't need to write the 1. It just assumes the 1 if you don't put a number there. So that's called standard out. Greater than symbol. So if I do this, cat etc password etc group, sorry guys, instead of displaying both those files, it joined the two files together and put them inside of this file. What does CAT stand for? Again, concatenate. It kind of displays the files, or join multiple files together, then displays them. So I'm going to cat this file, and I can see I've joined those two files together. I can see that. You might not be able to see that. The thing is, every time I use this greater than symbol, if that file that I'm redirecting to has any data, it erases it and then overwrites it. You could use 2, and instead of overwriting it, it will just append to the file. So if I do this, it'll just add to the file. It won't overwrite what's there. So if I look inside of there's Etsy group. There's Etsy group. I know there's Etsy password. Then Etsy group again. Then Etsy password, because it just doubled up what was in there. Okay, so cat Etsy password and fake file. Now, fake file doesn't really exist. It's not there. So this is going to generate two things: output and an error. So when I hit enter, I can see there's the end of Etsy password, and this is an error. I could go and say, redirect my output, but my error still comes to the screen. So by you have to understand that errors are not the same as output, according to the standard. This is really a 1. How many people have done a programming class? Have you ever seen at the end of a program you put return 0? That means no errors. Programmers, when an error happens, they can do something called return some other number, so they know where they are in a program. Anything other than 0 is considered an error. So that program is returning something other than 0. So that standard output, my error still came to the screen. So I could, just to be clear, I'm redirecting output to another file, but I can redirect errors to a different file. And if I cat errors, I can see the error message. And sometimes this might be useful. If you're running a script and the script is creating a directory and that directory already exists, that's fine by you because that's what you wanted. You wanted the directory. So you might be able to redirect the errors to another file or to a log file or something, or just get rid of them all together so users don't get nervous and see all these error messages popping up on the screen that are kind of pointless anyways.
It's going to override that file, right?
It's going to override
Error.
Yes. What if I didn't want to override errors? And at that point, if I cat errors, I'll see the message twice because instead of overriding, I appended. And I can do the same with this. But again, you don't need to put the 1, it assumes the 1. For errors, you have to put the 2. If you're going to put that 2, it would assume it's a 1. So for error, you have to put the 2. For output, you don't have to put the 1. 2 is append. 1 is override. Guys, what's the purpose of the dev directory? Do you remember? Device drivers. What if I did this? This is going to take my output from this file and save it in here like we've been doing. But it's going to take my errors and send it to a device called dev-null. Anything you send to dev-null just gets trashed. So that just trashes all your errors. You know, it's just a way so you don't have to look at them on the screen. It's very useful in a lot of places. You'll see that that can be used. Inside a lot of scripts, you'll see it. I could do so cat Etsy password in some file that doesn't exist. Send my errors to this file. Append this file with my, append my output to this file. And right here, I'm going to take my errors and send them to the same place as my out file. So if I hit enter and cat another file, I'm going to add my errors to the same file as my output. You'll see this quite a bit. Sending any errors and output to the same text file. But it might be easier just to do this, and you get the same result. Ampersand, file name, and that will send errors and output to the same file. It's the same as this command. Same results. Or more better like that command actually, where I'm just appending. And this will work as well. This will work as well. No, I'm just going to leave that alone. We have another one called standard in. This is, sorry, I didn't finish this. 2 greater than. If I have standard in, be 0. Let me ask you this. What is the normal input device for our terminal? Our keyboard. So what I can do is cat and redirect to some file. Normally cat command, I'm saying cat some file and send the output, cat something and send the output to some file. I'm not saying what to cat. So what I can do is say get the input from my terminal. Now that EOF is something, it could be any name you want. It doesn't really matter. So what the terminal is going to do is, no, I'm doing I'm mixing two things together. I'm mixing a pen and something else. Guys, I know this is confusing and kind of pointless, but I'm redirecting my input into cat. So it's basically going to cat etc password, that's my redirected input, and redirecting the output to some text file. This might not seem important, but it actually is, because I could do this command on a remote system and inject something from this system into that over my network. And if I showed you that command right now, I would just really confuse you, because you can SSH over to another box, run a command remotely, which is cat something into the file, then into my SSH command I can inject some text, send it over the network, and add something to another file over the other computer. So this is really doing this. Cat etc password into some file. On the same box, it kind of seems silly to do it this way, but it is possible. This means directing the input. Normally, my input is from the keyboard, now I'm directing it from this file. I could direct it from my terminal sorry. So I'm redirecting my output to some file. I'm redirecting my input from my terminal. So I'm going to say test. The difference between this and this is, if I use a single, I'm redirecting from a file, my input. If I use double, I'm redirecting from my terminal. So basically, anything between this test and the next time I type that test is going to be injected into that file. So let me give you an example. So when it saw test again, it knew I was done sending input. So my cat, some file, and there. Guys, you guys are falling asleep. I can see some of you not. Go ahead, open up your terminal, and start typing some of these commands. I'm going to slow down so you can type. That'll keep you up. Do this one. So everything between that test and that test will go into that file. Normally, you see EOF for end of file. Clear your screen? Clear. Normally you're going to see a lot of this. Sorry, I forgot something. You know, you'll see it with the EOF quite a bit because that's just really common. That stands for end of file. You can do something very similar with the type command or the copy con command inside of Windows. This is really helpful if you want to create a command in a script or just create a command real quick on your command line. What's the difference between these two things? Remember we used the pipe command? When do you use pipe and when do you use standard out?
Well, I just get input from the previous command and output to the
So when I use pipe, I'm taking the output from one command and passing it to another command. When using redirect, I'm taking the output from one command and sending it to a file.
append, right?
Well, append or it's going to go to a file, whether it's append or overwrite. So this is sending to a file, this is sending it to another command. Like, I'm going to cat etc password, then I'm going to pass it to the command called grep for any line with student in it. So that's nothing to do with my changing my output, it's just filtering my output. It's still going to come to my screen. So the output of this command was sent to this command filtered out all lines but student. If I had the word student in the line, it displayed it.
What does grep do?
I'm sorry?
grep?
Grep?
Grep, well, what does it do?
Oh,
The command.
we call it grep.
Oh, grep.
Grep. It filters out lines. So if I didn't do this, it would show this entire file. Too much information. So I can grep for any line that had GDM in it. So it's going to show me only the line that contains GDM. Or I can do a reverse grep saying I don't want to see any line with the word student in it. Show me all lines but lines with student. That V is for reverse. Grep filters out lines, and we talked about it a little bit before. Cut filters out columns. And this is a lot of stuff that we look at will be a column file. Like in this particular case, the columns are separated by a semicolon. So they put pipe and output redirecting in the same chapter, and I want to really make you understand that for pipe, you send it to another command. For the greater than symbol, you send to a text file. Now, what if I wanted my output to come to my screen and to a text file? I could say cat, Etsy password. Now I'm going to pipe it to a command called T. Then some file. Now this command will send it to my screen and send it to a text file. I'm going to show history. And basically, if I cat sum out file, I'll have my input. So in this case, I'm going to redirect, I'm going to pipe it to another command called T. T accepts an argument, which is a text file. So you put in a text file, it puts it in the text file, and displays it on the screen.
So T is the one putting it in the text file?
And displays it on the screen. T is a command. Display it on a file and display to, put it in a file and displays to a command. That's the whole purpose of T. And how do we know? Type man T. Read from standard input, meaning when I use that pipe command, I say cat Etsy password, it made it, the output became standard in. Because when I ran this command, it's going to generate output. When I send it to pipe, it's going to take that output, send it, and make it become standard input
For that command.
for the next command, which is going to be T. So read from standard input and writes the standard output in a file. What is standard output normally? My screen. I'm going to hit Q to get out of this. Yeah, guys, I know you're, I can tell from the, I know you find this boring, but trust me, it'll come in handy. Look, if I say cat remember the tell, the head, things like that. But what if you need to do something for your boss and you have to run a bunch of commands and you need to save that work to give to your boss? You know, this is what that greater than is used for. It's used quite a bit, so it's something that you'll see in a lot of instructions when you're setting up something. Okay, the next thing I want to do is a command called VI. When we're connecting to a lot of boxes, we have no graphics. So we need to go and be able to use a text editor, and still do everything we do with a normal text editor like Word, but not have any graphic interface. So there's a lot of things that you can do with this command that I'm about to show you. But it's a big learning curve. It takes some getting used to. Guys, where am I at? I'm in root. I have a file called anaconda.ks.cfg. Verify you're in the same directory. Also verify you are signed in as root. If you need help to sign in as root because you weren't here, let me know. BWD is what? That tells you where I'm at, and who I am tells me who I'm signed in with. So I'm going to use a command called vi anaconda.ks.cfg. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter. Right now, I'm in command mode. If I type a character, it's not going to display or edit text at all. It's going to be interpreted as a command. So I'm going to type 20 uppercase G. Nothing showed up on my screen. Just do 20 uppercase G. That will take you to line 20. If I hit 1 uppercase G, it will take me to line 1. So this is called command mode. So guys, I'm going to go to this line starting with auto, and I'm going to go to the P character. I'm just going to use my arrows. And go to that character. Hold on 1 second. I just want to point out something, guys. I'm not using VI. I typed VI to launch it. This was the old program that we've had years ago. It doesn't understand the number pad on my keyboard. So if you're using an Ubuntu box and you type VI, you're actually using VI. Or Red Hat boxes, they install something called VI Improved. So our keyboard, it understands the whole keyboard and all kind of things like that, which the arrow keys are understood. If you go to Ubuntu box and you do apt-get and install VIM, from that point on, when you type VI, you'll be running VIM. So we're not running VI because the keyboard, the full keyboard isn't understood. The number pad and the arrows and stuff like that. VIM understands the full keyboard. So we're actually running VIM instead of VI. Let go of the line. And G, uppercase G. Okay. If you hold down, it's going to be like a bunch of ones. Okay, so I'm going to the P in the third line. I'm going to hit lowercase I. Again, I'm in command mode. So now my mode is search. It has changed. I'm now in insert mode. If I start typing, right now, after I type I start typing before the P. So when I type lowercase I start typing before the current character. G, if I put a number in G, it'll go to that line. if I want to go out of insert mode, back to command mode, hit escape. Can you come back? So now I'm back to command mode. I'm no longer in insert mode. So guys, I'm going to go to this line here. And I'm going to put my character on the G. Now if I type a lowercase a, and start typing, it puts me in insert mode, just like I, but instead of typing before the current character, it types after. Insert before the current character, insert after the current character. Escape gets me out of insert mode.
Are you getting to insert mode right now?
You're in command mode, meaning you're currently not in insert mode. Type I will get you insert mode before the current character.
If you hit escape, it will throw out, and then hit I will go back to insert.
So escape. Escape. Now you're back into command mode. No, you're typing and holding down shift key. Hold on. Okay. So we're on the S, right? We're gonna hit I. That's before. So I'm gonna press escape, get back out. Now we're on the B. Type A. After. Okay, so I'm going to press escape, go back out, and type, I'm on the graphical line. Okay, well, guys, let's do this. I'm in command mode. I'm going to just keep hitting U. What are you doing?
I'm doing.
Yeah. So I'm going to go to this graphic command and hit an uppercase I. Puts me in insert mode before the current line. I'm going to hit escape to go back to command mode and hit uppercase A. Insert mode before my current character. Insert mode after my current character. Insert mode at the beginning of the line. Insert mode at the end of the line. Escape takes me back to command mode. Okay, guys, we're going to let's take our first break. Go grab coffee. I know this stuff is boring sometimes. You're just looking at this command. You got to get used to it. You signed up for this class. I didn't twist your arm to come here. It's just how it is.
Professor,
Yep.
does the commands don't vary by flavor of Linux, do they? So even if I use a different flavor of Linux, the commands are still valid?
Yes, except for when some of the files might change. So Red Hat distro might put the configuration text form, a network card in a different file than the Red Hat, but then it'll do commands. But the commands are the same. Red Hat did make the commands, Ubuntu didn't make the commands. They just packaged it all together and put it on one OS. That's all they do.
So like a pass down from generation to generation.
Yeah, all the distros do is collect all the commands, put them in one OS that's easily installed. Like if you go download Slackware, there's no, the CD just gets you to an item where you can download any command that you want and compile it manually. You have to create your own partition, you have to find your kernel, you get it, you put it on, and they call it Linux from scratch. But you put everything together yourself. Linux from scratch.
Yeah, sometimes it's like hard to visualize what's going on. Because it's so all the text based.
Right. And it's sometimes the reason is it's not goal oriented. Meaning you're not trying to solve a certain task. If I had to solve a certain task, then it's a little easier to see the command, because you're trying to do something. You have a goal in mind. Right now, I'm just trying to show you a command. It's out of context. You go, well, when would I use that command? Well, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. So it's kind of, that's what I think. I think the easiest thing to do with Linux is use the OS like you normally would, and then when you need to do something, figure out the command to do that, then it'll sync in better.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be back. give me 1 second. Okay. Let me add this. Okay. Okay, so guys, we have G goes to the line, put the number before, uppercase G, lowercase I, insert before the current character, after the current character. U, undoes. Uppercase I, insert at the beginning of the line, lowercase a, adds to the end of the current line. Guys, if you go to Google and do VI sheet, there's all kind of stuff out there that shows you all common commands that you can do. You know, just to give you, this is not even half the commands that you can do. But so you can always look up help on VI. Sometimes at bookstores, especially at colleges, at the checkout counter, they might have a bookmark with all the cheat sheet codes on it. I've seen that. It's relatively common. So what mode am I in currently? Command mode. So I'm going to hit U just to undo everything. I'm going to go back to the P on the third line. I hit U to undo everything. I go back to the P. I'm going to hit a lowercase x. That deletes a character. And it keeps me in command mode. So if you just want to delete a character, just hit X if X will delete every character that it's on. Again, U undo. DD, a lowercase dd. I'm on the third line. What did that do? X deletes one character, now I'm on DD. It cuts the line. What's the difference between cut and delete?
You can replace it.
Yes, it saves it in memory. So I hit DD. I'm going to move and highlight the network information line and hit a lowercase p. P paste below my current line.
What does P do again?
I'm sorry?
What does P do again?
Paste below my current line. If I go to the system language line, uppercase P, paste above my current line. honestly, if you just knew just this with VI, you would probably, that handles 90% of what you need to know. There's a lot of other stuff. I never use it. These are the important ones. These are the important ones. Oh, no, one other. Sorry, one other. So I'm still in command mode. I'm going to highlight the repo line and type YY. And on the network information line, hit a lowercase p. That's copy. YY stands for yank. So DD cuts, YY copies. Let me think what else. Colon. I'm no longer, every book gives us a different name. So I'm trying to use the terms your book is using. I'm no longer in command mode, I'm now in extended command mode. See how my cursor goes to the bottom? If I hit a slash, if I hit a colon, slash, then a word, it's find. That's how you find a word. So I want to find the word network. And I hit a lowercase n to find the next occurrence of network. A lowercase n again, the next occurrence of network. What if I wanted to search backwards? Capital N will search backwards. Okay, so I'm going to hit colon to go extended command line, question mark, then network. That's going to do the same as find, but search backwards. So when I hit a lowercase n, it will search backwards. When I do an uppercase n, it will search forward. So it does the exact opposite of slash. If I hit slash in a word, lowercase n searches forward, uppercase n searches backwards. If I hit a question mark, then a term, lowercase n searches backwards, uppercase n searches forward. Okay. If you hit escape, sorry, if you're here and you hit escape, you go out of if you're in extended command mode and you hit escape, it takes you out. I'm going to go back to extended command mode. I'm going to do bang, list, the home directory. it jumps me out of VI, shows me the home directory, and when I press enter, it goes back to VI. It allows me to jump out of VI, run a shell command, then come back. So it's called bang. I'm going to hit colon again. The nice thing about extended command mode is if I hit the up and down arrow, I can go through my last commands. So I have history there. This one is really cool. Okay, I'm going to press escape. Guys, I'm right here on this line EN underscore US. So I'm going to hit colon to go to extended command mode, R bang. I'm going to run a command called block ID dash S UUID dash O value dev SD A2. Basically, I want the UUID of my second hard disk. The UUID is the unique thing, whether it's Windows or Linux, that identifies in a UEFI system that partition. That's the partition number. So I'm just quoting the partition number for the second partition. Hit enter. Not only did I run a shell command, but I took the output and copied it into VI. So I'm going to hit colon again. And there's my command. So the rbang not only runs the shell command, but takes the output from that shell command and pastes it in your document. Where was I initially? I was right here. So I pasted it below. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to jump out of here for 1 second, and you stay right where you're at. I'm going to open up a new tab. I'm going to sign in as root. Guys, IP space adder shows me my network cards. ISP give me 1 second to look this up. Okay, that's what I want. So, guys, this IP, it's really IP address. IP address show dev ET80. That's going to show me my network card. I want to use a series of other commands using pipe. Right there is my MAC address. What do you think I could do to only show that line? Show just my MAC address. I don't want any of this other information.
Grep.
Grep what?
Link.
Okay, good. Let's try that. So I'm going to pipe to grep link. Now, good. I have only that line. Now I want to cut out everything else. What was it? Dash P? V. No. Look at this. It's 3 columns. 1, 2, 3.
Dollar.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Cut.
I can use cut. Now with the cut command, I have to define cut. The delimiter is what? Right? And what field do I want? The delimiter, the thing that separates the column is a space, right? And I want field, in this case, 2. The only problem is I have a bunch of different spaces here. So it sees each one of those spaces as a different column. Because the width between the columns isn't consistent. So I can use another command called translate. I'm going to translate and squeeze all spaces together. So if you have 4 spaces together, make it 1. Translate or transpose multiple spaces to 1. So I can get well-defined columns. But in this case, the first column has a space. So I want field 3. So if you're writing a script and you want to grab the MAC address of a network card, that's what you would put in the script. So, this was the command I used to grab my, I'm right here on this line, guys. I'm just going to show you. I'm on the language line. I want to get my MAC address and paste it inside this file. So I'm going to hit colon, read from my command prompt, read bang. I want to do IP address. It's really, you can type IP address, it works. Show dev ET80, that's my network card. I want to grep for link, squeeze all my spaces together. Then I want field 3, cut, delimiter, and there's my MAC. Guys, I'm going to go back down so you can see the command.
Does TR stand for truncate?
No, it translates. Because I could translate all R's to uppercase R's, or all R's to T's. That S switch means squeeze. It just replacing one character with another. If I was replacing multiple characters, like I want to replace one phrase with another, I would use something called set.
Well, how would squeeze work if you put another character in between the quotation marks?
It can't. If I put a Y, it would find all occurrences where there's multiple Y's together and squeeze them. So if there was only one Y, it wouldn't do anything. If I had 3 Y's together, it would squeeze all the Y's. Okay, so this is an easy way to copy things from the command line and paste them in here. Guys, if I try to type this number, if I was remoting into a system and I only had one screen, not like a Word terminal now, I'm talking to you you remote in using some utility called SSH, and I had to try to remember this, jump out then jump back into VI, it would be too tedious. This makes it really nice. I'm going to go back here. There's a command called sed, stands for stream editor, and it uses to find and replace. So it uses something called sed syntax. It's not, I'm not really using sed here, but I'm using the same syntax I would use with the sed command. So I'm going to do %, network, one second, %, s, network, with network, globally. That's find and replace. %S stands for substitute. So I'm going to look for network and replace it with uppercase network. If I didn't put the G at the end, it would only do it on the current line. The G means go through the entire document, globally, throughout the entire document. So that's find and replace. Okay. Last thing, I'm going to talk about VI, and then I'm going to give you an exercise. I want to save and quit. :WQ. That would write your document and quit. :W will just write your document but keep you in it. They have a shortcut to this. Uppercase ZZ is equal to :WQ. Shift ZZ will be the same as :WQ. If I didn't want to save the document, I could hit :Q bang to quit that document without saving. WQ will write and save. It is not equal to :QW. If I did this, it would try to quit, then save it. Well, it's already quit, it won't work. So the order is important. :quit force will not save it. :Q bang won't save it. If you didn't make any changes, you didn't type anything, you could hit :Q and it would quit. But if you made a change, it's going to say, why do you want to quit? You made changes, don't you want to save it? By doing :Q bang, you're forcing it. So guys, what I want to do is, we're going to write a script. So we're going to do VI my script .sh
How do you exit out of command?
:Q bang. Oh, I already saved it. Give me 1 second. You stay right there. Okay. What is Python? It's a programming language. It's an interpretive programming language. Shell is a command line interpreter. Bash is a command line interpreter. So I can launch a script in Bash, but I can have the interpreter be Python or Shell or Corn Shell or anything I want. So this first line, I don't know where they got this name from, it's called shebang. Sorry, I want to get insert mode. How can I get into insert mode? Okay, #bang bin bash. If this is going to be a Python script, I would do #bang bin Python. This is going to be a shell script, I would do #bang bin shell. So basically, whatever you're launching the script on and currently I'm launching it from Bash, doesn't mean it has to run, it doesn't have to be a Bash script. So this tells what to execute the program with, what to execute the script with. We're going to execute it with Bash. It's called shebang. Okay. The next command, I want to create a directory in my home directory called working directory. What's the command? I want to create a directory in my home directory called working directory.
VRR/home. Well, CR. Create directory.
How can I specify whoever I am, my directory? Tilde, whatever your home directory is. Okay, give me a song, something appropriate, a name of a song.
Thinking out loud.
What is it?
Thinking out loud.
Thinking out loud. Okay. Okay, so this is a song called Thinking Out Loud, and I have the lyrics up on one screen. I want to create a file called thinkingoutloud.txt, and I want the first verse to be in that file. I want to create that file from within this script. How can I create that file? Inside the working directory. The name of the file should be thinkingoutloud.txt.
File thinkingoutloud.txt.
Right. No.
Touch.
Okay. Okay. I want to cat. The output will be where? Because there's a space in it, I can close it by quotes. And so I'll explain what that is. Just humor me and type that character. I know it's not what it's supposed to be. Guys, it could have been worse. He could have just said, like, I'm a Barbie girl or something like that.
Is it possible to, like, in the tab,
It is. I would have to use the echo command with it, with the -E for extended expressions, and then I would have to use a /T. Guys, look, this quote, I would do /T. Guys, that backslash means escape. Normally, the quote is a meta character, just like the space. Between this command and that option for that command, there's a space. So when a command sees a space, it's thinking it's the next portion of the command, as opposed to normally being just part of that text. So you can escape a space to say that's part of the name. So instead of doing quotes here, I could have put a /space, /space. Right now, that single quote could be part of the command to enclose something. Well, I don't want it to be part of the command, it's part of the text. So I'm telling my computer, don't think of it for the command, it's just part of the text, so I'm escaping that T. Guys, I want to take the date and insert it in the bottom of that file. How can I take the date and insert it in the bottom of that file? How do you get it insert? How can I insert the date at the bottom of that file? Think of what we just talked about, redirecting output. So here's the date command.
Date plus colon,
Plus,
date plus the date.
no.
Well, quotes. Date plus. Okay. Yeah, the quotes.
So if we
Thank you. Okay? I want to get out of, wait, I'm giving people time to type. I still hear people clicking. Now remember, the greater than is append, so I'm not overriding the file. The greater than is append. I'll explain what that is when we say it. when I execute a script, we have things called shell parameters. The script name is automatically or dynamically assigned to $0. The first argument you put after the script name is automatically assigned $1. The third item, or the second item after the script name, will be automatically assigned $2. So if I ran my script and I said my script.sh Brian space Ferris, Brian will be $1, Ferris will be $2. So this is just the first two arguments after the script name that you execute. They're called shell parameters. Are we good? Can I save it? Do you need me? Okay, I'm going to escape to get out of insert mode, colon WQ to save it. Change mod 755 space my script. I'm setting the permissions. I'm making it executable. We'll go into that later. So now when I execute the script, my script.sh, Ryan Ferris, I'm going to do a list. I'm going to do a list, working directory. And what am I doing wrong? Guys, what line did it screw up on?
5, 12, and 14 for me.
Which was it?
5, 12, and 14.
So I'm going to VI my script. Okay. I want to get to line 5. Uppercase G. Do you see where that uppercase G will come in handy? When you execute your script, it tells you the line that it had a problem with. You can take that line number, jump to that line, go directly. I could do, there's a command here, colon, set number, to see all the line numbers. There's a command also called set no num, set no number to removal. Okay, I gotta see what the problem is with this file. Let me see if this will work. Give me 1 second. Okay, that's the problem. Guys, I didn't like the quotes. So we got to get rid of the quotes on 5, 12, and 14. How do I delete that quote? What's the character? X.
How do we get back in the file?
Okay, I'm going to go back out just to show you. I'm going to hit Q bang to jump out without no changes. Look, Blender, right? I'm lazy.
Did you VI my shit?
No, I'm using my up arrow. Hit the up arrow until you find VI and then hit enter.
Or just VI?
No. So I'm gonna go back out. Okay, so hit the up arrow on your keyboard till you find that command, vi space myscript.sh.
I didn't find it. I'm looking at my internet.
It's in the one. Okay, scroll down.
Oh, no, man.
I see the typo there.
Oh.
Okay.
There it is, okay.
Okay, so guys, you gotta get rid of the quote and put in a backslash. So guys, I can count down 12, or I can hit 12, go. I'm gonna go insert backslash, oh, here, 1 second, I'm gonna do something else. If I wanted to, I could hit colon, S, this will get convoluted. Do I want to show you this? Yeah, why not? No, it's going to get too long. Guys, I can do substitution, but I wanted to show you one thing, but it's going to get too long. I'm just going to do it hard code. So change it like that, get rid of the quote, put in backslashes. What time does this class end? Okay. I'm gonna leave this up on my screen. Let's do our second break now, and we have a little less than an hour left in class, so try to keep that around 5 minutes break. Does anyone need help making those changes before I save this? I'm still waiting for one person to get back.
What's the visual for thinking that?
I'm sorry?
Visual.
It is just to highlight blocks of code. I never use it. It's just literally to highlight, be able to highlight blocks of code.
Okay.
I think there's only three things. There's only three commands that you can do with. Let me look up what those three commands are. V, Shift V, and Control V. Okay, can I save this? Okay, so I'm going to execute it now. I put the dot slash in front of it. I didn't make any more changes. Well, I just saved it. I have to specify where the script is. I'm specifying the relative path. In my current directory, I have a script called myscript.sh. That's how you execute it. Because if I just type the script name, it wouldn't find the script, because remember we talked about the path variable? That's not in my path. My local directory is not in my path. I've already executed it once, right? So this is giving me an error. Does the error mean anything?
That the directory was already existed.
I wanted to create it, it's already there, so who cares? If an end user was running this script, that would generate anxiety for them. How can I eliminate this so that error doesn't show? So I want to go into my script and prevent saying, if the directory already exists and you get an error, don't display the error. How can I do that?
Standard output.
Okay, there's a command that generated, that's the line that generated the error.
Yeah.
How do I get into insert mode at the end of that line?
3 capital G, Control I.
Control A. So he did 3 capital G to go to the third line, Shift A to go to insert mode at the end of the line. So that's going to, do I want to do this or this? Was that line output or an error?
An error.
An error. So I want to redirect errors to dev null. So it won't display the error, it just sends it to a device called null that just trashes it. I'm going to press escape. Save and quit. Re-execute. Now it didn't generate the error. Now if I do this, Okay, go back in. So I'm going to go to VI, 3, uppercase G, Shift A. Redirecting output to dev null. So it's redirecting errors to dev null.
That is what he said.
What's dev stand for?
Device.
Okay.
Now we hit, oh, yeah, 03, and then hit.
Well, just hit 3, uppercase G. Don't go with the number lock, because we're in a virtual machine. 3, G. 3, G. Oh, there it was. Okay. That number lock, sometimes the lights aren't marked. That's right. Okay, look. You get the caps on that one. So when I hit Shift G, it was lowercase. So 3 uppercase G. Okay.
Shift A, yeah.
Because after a while, you start using these commands, it really makes a world of difference being able to jump to any line that you want. Guys, if I wanted to jump to the end of the document, $, So if it's a 30,000 line file you're looking at, $, brings you right to the end. Okay? So I'm going to do WQ. So when I run this command, I'm going to cat working directory. What did I call it? What was the name of the file? Thinking out loud. Don't worry about the slashes. Okay. Well, you need to fix your date line. Now, guys, I want this and this to become before that. How can I make this and this occur at the top? Guys, this is an exercise in VI. Want you to think, how can I easily move those up?
Cut and paste.
I'm going to go into VI. One second. I see a look in your face. What's going on? Okay. Did you attempt to get file? So I'm going to go to VI. Emmanuel. Okay. So how can I move this above the other line? What's the command to cut a whole line? DD. And I want to paste it above this. Shift P. I want to move this.
Wait a minute, was it shift what and base the date? So how do we do that for the date? With the date.
I'm going to hit U. I'm going to undo. Okay, so I keep hitting it. So I'm going to DD to cut it.
Do that.
Go to the cat line. Shift P.
Shift P, okay. Lowercase?
Shift P will be an uppercase P. Then I'm going to grab the echo line, go back to cut, I hit DD, Shift P.
Oh, I could be low.
Okay, U to undo.
You don't do.
Then Shift P.
Shift P?
Yeah.
Is that your cat lock? Yeah, cat lock. For the date.
That's the lowercase key or the this?
And do the same thing with the date line.
Twice, so. Now go up to where cat is. And then it should be. Doing the same thing with echo. But cat.
But I gotta put my cursor down here. And then do
So,
If you want to go low, lowercase b. If you want to go low, lowercase b. If you want it above,
okay.
uppercase
So
b.
you have a space there, and you do run this one command so you can execute it.
uppercase is
Above.
above, okay.
Lowercase.
So guys, I want to put some spaces in here, just to make it a little more readable. I'm gonna hit, insert, okay, no, I'm not. Here's another good one. Lowercase o, uppercase O. I'm on echo. I'm gonna hit Shift O. That puts me in insert mode in a new line above my current mode. So it inserts like a blank character, a blank line. If I am on the echo command and I hit escape, then a lowercase o, it creates a new blank line below my current line and puts me in insert mode on that line. What problem do we create here? By moving those lines up, what did we create? What problem are we creating?
Like that going before the script.
It's going to insert the date, insert my name, override it, and insert the text. So what do we need to do? We want to change this to append, and we want to change this to overwrite. So this is going to create a directory. If the directory exists already, just trash the error. It's going to take up, if the file exists, it will echo the date into the file, clear out the file. If the file doesn't exist, it's going to create the file, then insert the date. Then it's going to take the first and second argument after the script name and insert them into that file. Then it's going to add all these lines to that file. How can I save it and stay in the file? Not quit, just save it.
W.
:W. How can I execute that script from within VI? :bang dot my script dot sh. Let me show it to you again. I don't have to leave the script because I can execute shell commands right within VI. bang.myscript.sh, Brian space Ferris. I'm recording this, guys. This is going to be on YouTube.
How did you go back from, you went to your,
Okay, so if you're here, hit colon, then hit the up arrow to go back to see the command. Because you have the history within. Except that you
Trying to
can't.
go back to the script, just hit enter. If you would like to be live. And then when you run the script, it'll show you what you did, and then that way you say, then
Okay, how can I look at the file from within VI? Colon bang, what would the command be? How can I view the file? Cat, because cat displays files. It's in working directory. Thinking out loud. Guys, tab complete works. I'm going to hit enter. There's my file. My date's first, my name is second, then the text, and when I hit enter, it's going to take me back to VI.
I'm just the part on how you get your name in there.
Okay. Look right here. When I type, whatever I type after the script name is automatically assigned to $1, and the second one is automatically assigned to $2. If I had a third one, it would be $3, then $4. So all it's going to do is just show whatever I type after the script name. So that it's saying echo $1, which is a shell parameter, which will be Brian, then echo $2, which will be Ferris. Guys, I'm going to go insert $number. That's going to tell you how many arguments you had after the script name. So in this case, I have 2 arguments, so it's going to put literally a 2. That's helpful when you run a script. If you want 2 arguments, you can test. Did you put 2 arguments? If you didn't, exit the script. So you can do like an if statement in here and test whether they actually entered 2 arguments. So does that answer your question, Belinda?
Not really, because I was where the Brian Ferris came in at.
Okay, I'll show you. When I execute it, I'm putting it after when I execute it. Whatever names I put there, so
Are you in the insert mode when you do that?
I could put whatever, when.
I know, but are you in the insert mode when you do the Brian Ferris, or are you out of it? You hit the escape and then do the
That's
colon?
extended
Command mode. What I'm doing is, I'm out of insert mode,
Okay,
so that means I'm in command mode.
right.
Hit colon, go into extended command mode, bang, to run the shell script.
Okay, that's the part I missed.
Dot, the script name, and
Got it. Okay, got it.
okay. So I just ran it again. Now I'm going to colon, bang. I'm going to cat it to look at it. Now I can see the date. Whatever. It didn't show me. It didn't show me the number, but I got to figure that out. But I'm not sure why it didn't show the number, but it is $hash. And it shows me everything. Last thing I want you to do, then I'll let you go. I want to change working directory to my working directory. What's the easiest way to do it? If you want to change it manually 3, 4 times, you can. What's another way to do it? Find and replace. Right. Colon, percent sign, substitute, working directory to be my working directory globally. Colon, up. There's the command.
So percent S is find and replace.
Search and replace. Or substitute that. S stands for substitute. Okay, I'm going to quit, not say this. Quit bang, didn't save it. Guys, let me show you where you're at. We just finished this. The next thing we're going to do is working with user accounts. This can get a little hairy. So the next part is difficult, which is chapter 6 from the first book. I don't know if they have it in the Red Hat 8 book, but it might be here. Let me look at this. It might all be in the first book. They might have moved it. They took in the old Red Hat 7 book, they took user account stuff and split it into 2 different chapters in 2 different books, and I kind of joined it together, which made sense. Maybe they just did it themselves. So let's focus on this. Guys, if it's not here, I'm going to show you how to not only create user accounts, but also how to set up their environment at the same time. So start reading this. It's an important chapter. We're going to create user accounts, we're going to create group accounts, we're setting the password. That's where we're at. What's my YouTube channel? Brian F21. Remember, 21st Brian F. So I'm going to upload this video to YouTube. Guys, you have access to Ace IT. Practice, okay? The other thing is, this classroom should be completely full. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 people didn't show. Please attend as much as possible. One guy emailed me. He has military obligations. He can't get out of it. That's why I recorded it for him. When you come in and you miss a day, the next day it's like, you know, you've missed essentially 2 weeks. When you come in, you're kind of like in a fog. Okay, so try to avoid missing. If you can't, there's no way to, let me